Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Very, very much fine, sir. Henry Kissinger says people who are craved more don't need any introduction. That is why I'm not going to actually introduce you to our audiences. Our today's topic is very, very much interesting and pertinent, looking at how the world is, of course, being governed by Washington. The international rules-based order is being upended by the very country that has established them over 80 years ago. That is Washington, America. And ever since the inception of Trump's administration, that was from January 10th to today, almost 100 days, there had been radical changes in the international system, particularly the trade war that is taking place between China and America. Our audiences are quite curious to hear your perspective with regard to the trade war between the two powerful countries. That is the tariffs being imposed by Washington on Chinese economy, on Chinese goods and services. What can you say? How do you look at it? What is tariff? Our audience want to understand what tariff is all about in the first place.
My name is Yusuf Shuaibu from the Department of Accounting at Ahmad University, Zaria. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to talk on international economics, because I've always been passionate about economics as a whole, exactly local or international. Tariff, as you said, has been defined as taxes that are levied on goods and services that are imported to another country. Goods and services produced in a particular country, but they are not meant to be consumed in those countries. They are going to be taken to other countries. Then when they are taken, the expectation is that tariffs are going to be paid on those goods and services that are produced in one country but taken for consumption to another country. By simple terms, this is what tariff is.
That is very interesting. As the, of course, theme of the conversation says, China-U.S. trade war impact on the global economy. The world we live in is interconnected. That's where if something happens to, for example, Chinese economy, it is as though it has happened to Nigeria's economy because of the interconnectedness that the world has found itself in. What can you say about the situation of Nigerian economy, given the fact that tariff has been imposed on Chinese goods and services, and China is either the first or the second biggest trading partner of Nigeria, and most of the goods and services that have been targeted by America to, of course, enjoy those tariffs are electronic cars, electronics like refrigerator, and of course goods and services like Apple. For example, China is the assembly hub of most of the products like Apple. The design is made in another country, the product is manufactured in another country, then the product is now taken to China for assembly. Then from that assembly hub, China now shifts it to countries like Nigeria. Now tariffs have been imposed on China. What can you say about Nigeria's economy, the fate, the future of Nigeria's economy with regard to this development?
Actually, the future of Nigeria's economy with regard to this trade war that has been brewing between China and America is bleak and bright at the same time. Wow. It depends on it's bleak, it's big and bright at the same time. It depends on the angle for which we look at it.
Okay.
And it depends on the response the war receives from the government.
I can see.
It can be bleak if we remain where we are. That is largely import-dependent economy, because Nigeria has for years been totally dependent on imports. And if we continue to remain the way we are expecting all that we consume to come from America and China. Wow. And now these two countries will be locked up in fierce and unprecedented trade war. Our future is bleak. Wow. It is going to be bright. We take advantage of potentials that we do have.
Well, in what regard? You mean like by looking inward, trying that we
Nigeria has for years been source of raw materials and that great economies in the world.
exactly
So if we have the raw materials, we have the human resources.
So, looking at the time, of course, let me quickly, of course, come to the conclusion of the discussion. Very, very much interesting. I'm very, very much sorry. I am very, very much more interested in the brightness of course, the tariffs. So, how do you advise Nigerian government?
I know it sound ironic.
Yeah, of course, it sounds ironic, to be honest.
When I said that,
Yeah.
Nigerian future is just for this trade war brewing between America and China.
So how do you advise Nigeria to take advantage or to leverage that brightness that lies on that tariffs or trade war that happens currently between Washington and Beijing?
There are so many things that should be done by Nigeria to leverage this opportunity. One is to go to China as early as possible before other African countries take this decision. Convince China to take away those low-value, labor-intensive industries that are no longer profitable to China. Because China's focus has for years been on high-value production, which requires skilled workforce. Because of their huge investment in education today, labor cost is prohibitively expensive. But in Nigeria today, we have youth bulge, millions of youth who have never been to school. And we can take advantage of that unskilled labor to invite China to take away the low-value, labor-intensive industries that are not profitable, bring them to Nigeria. And by bringing them to Nigeria, we are going to have productions of those very goods and services that we usually go to China to eat.
Thank you very much.
We're going to protect the integrity of the domestic economy, and this will help us mitigate the impact.
Okay, thank you very much. This has been Dr. Yusuf, who has joined me in our great show, which has, of course, featured the question of China-US trade war impact on global economy. Join us next week as we bring another new topic that is going to be very, very much interesting for our wider audiences. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, but I have an impression to correct. I am Yusuf Shuaibu. I'm not Dr. Thank you very much.